Morning, guys. Amanda Griffey, and cool, blustery Saturday morning here in Indiana, and just sitting out here, hanging out on my front porch for a little while. Not a whole lot else I can do with a broken foot, so that's where I'm at. But had some thoughts, been thinking about some things lately, and just thought I might share those with you. I spent a lot of time with my mom's parents when I was growing up. Still really super close to me and very fortunate that they're still living. And they had this huge old stereo console, and you probably know the ones I'm talking about. They were an entire piece of furniture on their own. You know, they were big as a sofa. And they had the big, huge speakers and on the ends, and you know, they looked like a big cabinet, and they had the turntable in the center of them, you know, for playing records and that sort of thing. Well, I can remember growing up sitting in the living room listening to that thing. And if we weren't sitting there listening to music, we were out in the barn when we were milking, listening to music. There was always a radio going, and we were milking cows. And my mom's parents were big old school country music fans, and I think that's where I get a lot of my for it from. And they listened to a lot of old gospel and stuff, and you know, gospel quartets and that sort of thing. But one of their favorites was Kenny Rogers, and I grew up listening to Kenny Rogers a lot of Kenny and Dolly kind of stuff, and really gotten to where I enjoy it. And I thought it was appropriate this year, being that Kenny passed away this year, that the song "The Gambler" has kind of been stuck in my mind lately. And I feel like for a lot of people that 2020 has been kind of like a gambler year. I mean, it's just been, you roll the dice. I mean, it really has been. It's been a up and down crazy year for pretty much everybody that I know, even myself. And you know, we farm, we don't go a lot of places. You know, we haven't been drastically affected by a lot of the mandate, you know, mask mandates and, you know, illnesses and stuff. And you know, we've really not been touched by the illness. Our family hasn't been touched by the illness hardly at all. And so we feel like, you know, why should it affect us? We really have not, it's not been that big deal for us, you know, especially in the area we live. It's not been a huge deal. You know, we're pretty remote. So, but it's still been kind of a crazy year. You know, the markets have been unstable. You know, cattle prices have been down, and grain prices have been rocky, and you know, it's just been kind of crazy. Well, you know, then for me, for my art, this year kind of started off gun-ho, and I was pretty excited about 2020 and what would happen, and I was off on a pretty good pace. And then the whole COVID shutdown things happened, and my kids were out of school, and we were e-learning. And this summer, then I was helping on the farm probably more than I ever have this year. You know, I ran, you know, small square bales, all three, well, except for the third cutting when I broke my foot, but most of the summer. And then helped at the feed store a lot. And I've been really active on the farm. I've been really busy with things that I haven't been able to do some of my artwork, which in a way really wasn't a horrible thing, because last fall I'd left one of my big retail locations, which was more of a financial decision than anything. And then this spring, well, in February, actually, my second retail location closed, and so I didn't have that outlet anymore. And then, sorry if this is a little shaky. I'm a cold. It's a little chilly out here, and I'm shaking. But then all the art fairs, all the craft fairs, everything has been canceled. So I didn't have anywhere to go with any of my stuff anyway. So it's been kind of like, well, I really wasn't out anything. So I've kind of done some different things. I've repurposed what were my art display panels, and they've become chicken coop stuff. So we've gotten chickens and some different things. And so this has just been kind of a roller coaster year for us, and a roller coaster summer. Nothing's been normal. Nothing has been what we expected. Nothing has been at all what we had hoped or planned. But you know, sometimes life just goes that way. And that's what I got to thinking about the Gambler song was, you know, 2020 could be a crap year, or we can make it a good year. We can try to see the good in it. We can, you know, because I love the line in that Gambler song that every hand's a loser, and every hand's a winner, and every hand's a loser. The key is to know what to throw away, what to keep. And we've really had to look at 2020 that way, is, you know, okay, so yeah, there's been some crappy stuff that's happened, but what can we take away from this? What can we learn from this? What can we adapt and change and make better? And what can we go, oh, hey, yeah, that's something I didn't see coming. You know, whether it's the time with family that we've spent because we've been in lockdown, or the opportunity to homeschool. Like we hated e-learning last spring. You know, our school, bless their hearts, they worked really hard, but it just was not for us. And I couldn't do it. I mean, my kids did much better, you know, or my oldest son did really well e-learning because of my presence. You know, mom had her thumb on him, and he was able to do his work. He wasn't just sitting there, you know, skating by in school without some discipline, because he's not a troublemaker, but he knew what he could get away with, and he was getting away with it. And he doesn't do that with mom. So we decided to jump into homeschooling this year. So that's a huge undertaking, and we love it. It's very trying, but we love it. But that's an opportunity we would have maybe not jumped into if we hadn't have had 2020. You know, it was one of those, that was a part we kept. And we're throwing away some other stuff. So I've thrown away a lot of things. You know, I've looked at some things in my life. What can I cut out? What can I get rid of? What's affecting me emotionally and mentally? And where do I need to block those out? So there's been a lot of things that I've done away with. I have spent a lot less time on social media, which is not a bad thing. Turned off the news a lot. And I get tired of listening to some of that garbage. It's not, it gives me anxiety, and I don't need that. I don't need the negativity, so I just shut it off, you know. I can find out what's going on in my community from other people, and, you know, honestly, the way we live our life, that's all I really need to worry about is the people that are around me. I stay in contact with the family members that I have that are not close, and pretty much that's, not that I'm trying to be rude, but that's what I need to focus on. I need to focus on my circle. And we've really been able to build a sense of community with the people around us. And that's been great. That's something that I think the world needs a lot more of, is that sense of community and the neighborliness. And it doesn't happen enough. So that's been good. But I'm sorry for the shaking. I am freezing out here. It is not that cold, but I am cold. So, but it just a couple thoughts was, look at your hand you've been dealt this year. You know, it could be a lot worse. Yeah, maybe it could be a lot better, but it's all, you know, knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. So look at your life. Look at what you've got to keep. What good has come out of 2020? What bad has come out of 2020? What changes do you need to make? What areas do you need to cut back? And we've went back to a lot of older style living. Not that we didn't like that or weren't raised that way, because we were. My husband and I were both very close with our grandparents, and we grew up a lot that way. You know, we grew up putting out big gardens, and we grew up, you know, canning and preserving food and butchering our own meat and raising our own animals for meat and that sort of thing. And so I grew up not so much as a young child, but later, you know, I sewed and, you know, can make a lot of things. And I was always of the mindset that if I can figure out how to do it, I can do it myself. And, you know, I built my own chicken coop. I've used power tools and things like that. And so, you know, we went back to an older style, older way of living. And we've enjoyed that. And our kids have enjoyed it. And they've thrived in that. And I think there's a lot of people that are realizing that maybe that was a good thing about 2020, that it made them step back and look at those older ways of living and going, you know what, maybe that wasn't so bad. And we don't have TV, and it's wonderful. And I know that sounds insane, but it is. It's great. Yes, we have a TV, and yes, we watch movies from time to time, but we don't watch regular programming. And we spend a lot of time outside. We spend a lot of time hanging out together. The boys and I play board games. We play ball. You know, the kids, well, not right now because of my stupid foot. But, you know, we camp. We do, you know, we're out playing with the dog, and we're doing stuff outside, and we're enjoying each other's company. And that's been a good takeaway. And not that we didn't do some of that before, but it's been a huge thing this year. And I think a lot of families are kind of in that same boat. But yeah, just like I said, just a few thoughts of, you know, don't let 2020 get you down. Has it been interesting? Oh yeah, it's been a roller coaster of a year. I usually do 20 to 30 pieces of artwork a year, and I've done 3. And 2 of those were rollovers from last year. I've only done 1 original piece all year, and I did it in February. So it has not been a good year for that kind of stuff. But I'm starting to regroup and starting to get things going again. I mean, my website's crashed now twice, and I'm rebuilding it because it was okay, but maybe it's just time for a refresher. Maybe it's time for something different. Maybe it needed a facelift. And I just have to roll with that. And sometimes that's just the way life goes. And so look at the hand you've been dealt this year. Look at it hard and go, okay, there's some things I'm going to throw away and there's some things I'm going to keep. And make your 2020 hand a winner, because we've got a few months left. Yeah, it's October, but there's still a couple months left. We can make this a winner. So look at what you've got around you. Count your blessings and try to make the rest of this year the best you can. And like I said, the Gambler song was just kind of my inspiration for this, just thinking about that and going, you know what, every year's a gamble. Every day can be a gamble. Every season, especially, if you're a farmer, it can be a gamble. Every year's a gamble. And it's all about knowing what to throw away and what to keep. And really look at your life and look at what you need to throw away and what you need to keep. And make those changes and step forward into making 2020 a winter year. That's all, guys. Thanks for listening. I will see you later.